Tommy Rex, and you're listening to today's Boondoggle.
This is Mark Metcalf, and you are listening to today's Boondoggle with Waylon on Domain Cleveland Radio.
You are listening to today's Boondoggle with Bailey on Domain Cleveland Radio. Yes, Kato Kalin listens to this all the time.
Welcome to today's Boondoggle. Now here's your host.
The Sonic Temple Art and Music Festival returns May 14th through 17th with My Chemical Romance, Tool, Bring Me the Horizon, and Shinedown. Plus, Pierce the Veil, Good Charlotte, The Offspring, Sublime, Godsmack, Breaking Benjamin, Marilyn Manson, and so many more. Sonic Temple in Columbus, Ohio, May 14th to 17th. Passes on sale now for as low as $1 down at sonictemplefestival.com.
I mean, if it's fitting with the fucking...
What's going on, everybody? It's Bill Bailey with today's Boondoggle, and it's already been quite the trip, man, with the boys from Amerikan Overdose. What's going on, guys?
What's up?
Nice, man. Yeah, so usually when I have people on for the first time, I like to get a quick background. So let's take it way back when you guys were little kids. Do you remember what you originally wanted to be when you grew up? And we could start, you guys can pick who goes first. And
I'll go. Let's go Rick first.
I was the one that started the earliest. I started at like 3. So I didn't really have a choice. It was just drums immediately. And then I seen the Looks That Kill video. And I was like, fuck yeah, that's exactly what I want to be.
Nice.
I wouldn't say I know what I wanted to be, but I was on the radio a lot because my dad was a radio DJ on FM radio station all over the region and whatnot. So he put me on occasionally when I was like 2 years old, 3 years old, and have me give shout outs to family members and all that. But as far as wanting to be a rock star and all that stuff, that didn't come around until I was like 12 or 13 after I went and saw Slipknot live.
I just wanted to play drums.
Nice.
Justin?
My dad used to crank up Peter Frampton live when I was like 4 or 5. And when he'd make his guitar talk, do you feel thing? I didn't really think about it a lot after that. And then got a guitar when I was like 10. And it was an acoustic, a classical, and we had Weed Eater strings on it. And that's what I learned to play. And I started playing Nirvana and got into Metallica. And then I was like, I want to do this. So I was like 10. And I started a band when I was 12 with Josh Rommel, our bassist. And we've been playing together since, but still haven't, we're not Peter Frampton big, but,
Yeah, you got your guitar talking yet?
No, I don't use those talk boxes. I don't like putting my mouth on things that,
Nice.
Oh, that's not what you normally do, buddy.
we could call bullshit on that.
Unless it's a beer can.
What about you, Rommel? What's your little...
I wanted to be a Ninja Turtle too. Not gonna lie.
So Rommel's actually our bass player is a drummer.
That's really fun because I used to sit there and pretend that my Ninja Turtle bed was my concert stage, and I would listen to AC/DC Live and shit like that and act like it. But I was adopted, and then they're Jehovah's Witnesses. They wanted me to do that.
At least you've chosen.
I ran away, and then I actually invited my real parents again, and this is really weird. And it sounds fake, but fuck you, it ain't. And then I just met with them, and we had some good times, and then they made me a musician.
Josh is actually, he's a drummer, too. He's mostly a drummer, but he plays bass in our band. So we have Brick, who's a multi-instrumentalist, and Josh, who's a multi-instrumentalist. Justin technically plays drums, too. And
hey, shit, I did the drums
so we
2
got some talent in the band, luckily.
Nice. And then, when did you guys get together, and form Amerikan Overdose?
I started the band in 2009, working with a producer in the area and composing music with him. And then eventually I ended up finding Brick, or Brick found me. I don't know how that worked.
I found him.
We found each other on MySpace or Craigslist. I forget which one it was.
MySpace.
You sure it wasn't Craigslist?
Maybe
MySpace.
You wanted some man meat.
Maybe, probably, but So we got Brick in the band, and then me and him and my brother. I ended up getting my brother in the band, Pito, who's the other vocalist, and we just started practicing the songs that we composed in the studio. And we worked with guitarists in the area. We've gone through some lineup changes, but funny enough is I jammed with these guys many years ago, Justin and Josh, because they were in a band here in the Salem area that played around everywhere. So I was familiar with them. They lost their vocalist. And then I tried out for them. They got back with their vocalist, and things worked out with them. And so for a minute, I guess. And funny enough, the guy that's on our recent video is actually their former vocalist of that band. So it's kind of this area is known for sharing musicians and just kind of people being in bands together. And
there's only like 12 people that can actually do this in our town, and so we just
very incestuous.
Yeah. There's
a state, huh? That's like, kind of. Cleveland can be a little bit like that too.
Yeah.
Nice. So what when you guys were out there in the scene, what was that like out there? And where was it at again?
This is Salem/Portland, Oregon, because we've been back and forth in that area. But I guess back then when it first started, we actually had a radio station. There was actually a scene. They actually venues that played local bands, and they'd have the local bands open up for national acts and that kind of stuff. So that was
my old house was like the only recording studio in town. My roommate turned our old garage, he built a nice studio in there. So where I lived, there was every band in town was coming in to record. So the scene was actually good then. There was probably, there was 20 decent bands. We I don't know if you're at Skate Rock, we rented a skate park out from the city, built a huge stage. We had like 20 bands play, and now you couldn't do that. You'd have 2 or 3 bands there now if you did it. But it used to be good back in early 2000s.
Local bands would bring in more than headliners.
It was great back then, but now it's everyone wants to play video games now. They don't want to do this. They don't want to put in the hard work.
No shit, man. And I don't know if it's the same out there with you guys, but like we lost so many venues after COVID. So many of the local venues just couldn't stay open, man. We've
been trying to put together a local show here, and we're having problems figuring out where to put it on because there's just no venues, and there's no experienced people that know how to properly do it either, like with sound, stage wise, and all that kind of stuff. So we're kind of limited on where we can play or where we can put a show together. Not that we play around here very often or anything, but we were talking about doing a local show here for friends and just for fun before we take off on the road in July.
Yeah.
So when you started Amerikan Overdose, I'm always a big fan of how names came together. Like, what was the inspiration? Other than the obvious.
Yeah, the inspiration for the name was so I was playing a lot of video games, and I remember going in and I love to talk trash. I'm a troll, so I would talk shit to people, and people from like Australia or Europe, all sorts of crap, were talking trash about Americans because they heard my my American accent or whatever. And then I started thinking about it, and I'm like, wow, like the world does hate us. And this was right like when we're in the middle of all these wars and all this crap. It was going on around 2008 when I came up with the name. And I was like, you know what? I'm a proud fucking American, and I love that we have the reputation of saving the world, but also being in everyone's business, and we just have that American attitude where we have to be the biggest, the best, and just dominate everything. I'm like, I want something with that name in there. And then thinking about like the stuff that was going on with overdoses with musicians and all that kind of stuff. Like I wanted to kind of tie that into it, and with how we live out here, where everything we have to consume everything, food, drugs, money, women, everything, overdo it. So I'm like, let's take the attitude of like what we are known for and fucking turn up the volume on it.
Overdose on American culture.
Exactly. So
yeah.
And so I started searching on, back then it was MySpace and all that. I was looking on there to see if there was a band with that name. There was nothing. And I'm like, oh, this is perfect. And then I wanted to mess up the writing on it to do the ignorant way of saying it. And then also because I'm a new metal fan, I'm like, let's do like what Korn did and, mess with the spelling a little bit.
You used to have it backwards E.
We did have it backwards. Yeah.
Nice. Well, yeah. Hey, whatever works, man. Because so much gets, it's hard to come up with anything original anymore these days. So
I I started doing a podcast recently, and it was hard to find a name for that too, because I'm like, I want it to be a broad term, but like there's just so many podcasts out there, and I'm like, there's everything I was looking up. There was already a podcast for it with the names, but luckily I found one in Ipler. So
Nice. And then like, you know, so when you guys when this version got together, or I mean, you know, I guess even before when you started like getting out and, you know, getting out of that scene and networking and stuff like that, what was that transition like? You know, who did you get to work with and who'd you get out on the road with?
well, we started playing anywhere and everywhere. Like, I'm not kidding
Every
you.
single day of the fucking
Of the week, I'm not kidding. We'd drive to Washington, we'd drive down to Eugene. We would drive miles to play every night. Like,
every single night.
it was, and we practiced like 3 or 4 times a week. If we weren't playing shows, we were practicing. The band was 100% like our only responsibility, the only thing that we were doing. And so what we would do also is when big shows would come through town, we would record our demos on CDs and hand out flyers of the shows that we were playing, and we'd start handing them out as people are coming out of the shows to get our name out there. And that got us,
You guys did that too?
Yeah. And that got our name out there a
That was
The
lot.
hustle, baby.
paint.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I got our name out there big time. Like, people were to the point where they just got annoyed. They're like, God damn it, I already have your demo from the last show. Like, I have it still sitting on my nightstand. I haven't checked it out. But then when they checked it out, they were like, oh, this is actually pretty badass. And so we started building a following from doing that. And then the promoters around here started noticing that we were hustling and we could sell tickets and all that to shows. So we got invited to open up for a lot of national acts. So we got to open up for like Powerman 5000, Static X, and Motogrator, and Dope. And we got to play with the festival with Korn, the rock festival we have out there. American Head Charge. Like, we for the most part, all the bands in our genre, we've probably played with or played a festival with them. And we took a break after doing this for many years, different lineup changes. We took a break in 2018, started recording and writing, and things kind of fell apart after COVID. And then we were trying to figure out what we were going to do because we lost some band members. We didn't have a practice spot. And then these guys, Josh and Justin, got in touch with Brick and myself and like, hey, we're down to jam. So let's make it happen. And we did. And
It was
That's
just
not
supposed
how-
to be a quickie touchy touch.
That's not how it happened though. We were at a bar and me and Josh were drunk. You fucking lured us in.
I was frying balls with shrooms though.
No, Cody he was just talking to you. He was just kind of, you know, frustrated. He's like, yeah, we got these big festivals and we don't have a guitar player and bassist right now. And I looked over at Josh and I'm like, you play bass? I'm like, let's do it. And it was kind of like a
we'll fill in for
we'll
you.
fill in for you. And
I was they like it the way that
I've said this in another interview if anyone's seen it, but told the story. But I was ignorant. He's like, yeah, we're playing Milwaukee Metal Fest, and we're playing what's the other town?
Rockfest,
What's the other?
Cadott, Wisconsin, Rockfest,
The one south we did. Anyway, Medford.
Metal Fest.
So
yeah.
I'm like, okay,
Oh,
Milwaukee's up.
Topeka, Kansas. Big
Milwaukee's up, you know, north of Salem, and I was like, okay, Milwaukee and Medford. That's fine. And like a couple weeks in, we're practicing, and then I found out, no, Milwaukee, Wisconsin. I'm like, oh shit. And he's like, yeah, we're doing like a little tour. I'm like, all right, let's do it. And so we were supposed to fill in for 2 shows, and over 2 years later, we're still here.
You like
And
the way
just-
it
the
dictates.
chemistry was good. I never thought like because we've been in, you know, they're in American Overdose. Me and Josh were in like this thrash metal band, and we've always been buddies, but it wasn't really our thing, you know, their band. But just coming in and that new vibe and the chemistry was awesome, so we stayed. And it was cool to me to be able to write some different stuff because I've always been a thrash guy and death metal, and now I'm like, okay, I got to do keys, I got to do different beats, I got to, you know, actually be a musician now. I can't just rip riffs out of my ass, you know. So it's fun. So we're still here.
We're always friends for a long time too. So we knew that we weren't. Just
Well, Cody talking about trolling. That's how we met him. Is me and Josh when we were 13 years old or 14, we had this little we were basically a Deftones cover band, but we found a singer and we started writing music with him. And we were kids, we didn't know what we were doing. And anyway, we're like, this guy sucks. We kick him out. And it was Cody's best friend. So next thing we know, Cody's on AIM, Instant Messenger, like talking shit to us. Like, you guys suck and you're never going to do anything.
Fuck
like,
you guys.
So that was our overdose of Cody right off the bat when we were 13. And,
somehow we just kept coming around each other.
Yeah, and then he ended up just later, we're 18, 19 years old, and we started taking Cody on stage and singing a song with us in our band and just became buddies. And so it was weird how it made a full circle, and then we came back into each other's lives later. So
nice. And then, like, I mean, getting out there playing, like, I mean, obviously the hustle, which, I mean, we were talking about earlier, like kids are too busy playing video games, or they think like if they set up like a Facebook event, you know, that everybody that says yes is going to show up. And that's not the case. You know, you guys are out there giving out demos and promoting yourself. But how did you guys get like the attention of those festivals? Like how did that come to play for you guys?
That's back to the hustler thing too, man. So my brother, I'm sure he doesn't care me talking about this, but he used to deal weed, and he's a great salesman. Like, he knows how to sell shit. Like, he can sell fucking
ice to a Eskimo.
Yeah, he can sell ice to Eskimo. So,
and he's a debt collector.
Yeah, the debt collector too. We call him the enforcer. So
nice.
He's really good about like networking and connecting with people and like selling us and pitching us to these different promoters. So he goes online. We have a resume and, you know, EPK that we all put together, and, you know, videos and whatnot. So he pitches them to people, and they've responded, and they're like, wow, you guys are doing shit. Like, you guys aren't just, you know, some garage band. Like, you guys are putting money into your sound and your videos and your image and all this stuff. So they know that we're serious, and they see that we have an online presence and that we're constantly promoting. Not only that, but nowadays you actually have to invest in online marketing. So you have to invest in your ads, not like pay for bots or any of that crap that people do. You have to invest in ads that get marketed to, you know, your demographics, I guess you would say, in the areas you're doing. So we definitely invest in ourselves a lot. And so the promoters are looking for that, and they're looking to make sure that they're not just hiring some band that's just going to come in there expecting everything to be handed to them. So, and that's a lot of the reason why we also don't play around here very often either. We don't play as much as we used to, because we want to make sure that when we play a show that people aren't going to be like, oh, well, we can catch them next month because they're, you know, we know they so frequently. And we put effort into the shows. Like we put in like lighting, and we do like the sparklers that we were just talking about that we're doing. And we have geysers and all sorts of crap that we put into making sure when the show happens that people are there getting their money's worth.
Yeah, exactly. It's like, you know, you want it to be special when you're going to play the hometown again, you know, but like, so you got out there, and then you got the attention on those festivals and stuff. But who were some of the other bands that you've networked with and gone on the road with?
We toured with Mushroomhead in 2015. And that happened through having a mutual manager at the time that was the manager for Waylon Rivas. We shared the same manager, and she got me in contact with him. I took vocal lessons from him, and he was actually featured on one of our songs, a song called Letting Go. And
yeah, I was going to ask you about that. Yeah.
So we flew him out here, and he was in the video. He was there for our CD release for the Great American Dream. That album, I worked with the Rue Luster from Lions at the Gate, El Nino, Mushroomhead. He helped produce half of that album. So I flew down to Denver to do that one, and I met him through him coming through town when he was in El Nino, and I found out that he did production. So I hit him up, and I'm like, we should, you know, you want to help us work on this album? He did. And, he did some awesome things for us with the Great American Dream, with some ideas, and then, you know, just from playing all these shows, we've luckily been very professional, and we've been able to network with people and, you know, build relationships. Like, you know, recently we started working with Johnny Santos from Spine who's producing the fourth album that we're putting out right now. And that was done because he lives here in town, and I'd run into him at shows all the time, and I was always a Spine fan. So been doing that with him. I worked previously with Christian Machado, also from Lions at the Gate, El Nino. That was on the third album. He helped us write some music for that one as well. So just been a lot of networking and just luck, I guess, just being professionals and people seeing that we're putting in the work.
Yeah, I was going to ask you too about, working with Johnny. One of my friends, Jason Hagar, just joined Spine Shank on this last run, but connecting with him and working with him, what You said he's like local, and you guys he's just seen you out playing, and then you were able to get him in to help produce.
So I always ran into him at shows, and I always talked to him about like someday I'd like to have him on a song. He wasn't able to because he was tied to still one of his former labels, I believe. So he was not able to do that. But then I guess he got his release from the label, and then he made a post that he was looking for bands to help produce and help work with and whatnot. And I responded right away, and he knew I was serious because I'd been bugging him for a long time. And I'm like, hey, let's try. Like, I have this song that I really want to work with you on, and depending on what you think of it and how we work together, maybe we can do more than just a song. And I went in there, and it happened to be the song "Nothing Without You," and we ended up actually having him do guest vocals on the track. I loved what him and I were able to do. Like we could sit there for a couple hours and just hammer out a whole song, lyrics and all, melodies, and just our creativity. We didn't bump heads or anything. And, he's got some great ideas. He's helped me bring out the best in my vocals. So, I'm very thankful that I've learned so much from him working with him the last year and a half.
Nice. Now, I know your latest single, Time Bomb, he worked on that with you guys as well. Talk a little bit about, I always like to know like the inspiration behind songs.
I'm going to leave it to Justin because that was Justin, the first song Justin actually worked with us on.
That song's been sitting around for a while. Part of the reason it took a while to release, I think, was just timing with Torn and stuff. But I wrote that song. Part of that song was I was playing with Torn again and Josh, and we were doing a little thing a few years ago. And I actually wrote that song when I had COVID. So it's been a while. I wrote that a while ago. Actually, hang on. My computer's doing something. So I wrote that. I had COVID. I was laying in bed sick, dying, and some melody came in my head.
But did you die?
That the melody that plays throughout the whole song, like it ends in the melody and it starts. Anyways, it's like the main catch. I thought of that while I was laying in bed, and I went and just ran to the studio. I have a little recording set up at home, and I just recorded that song. It was a totally different style, and I just hung on to it for years. And then when I joined the band, like, all right, you got to write some music. I went to that thing and I just transformed it into like a more of an AOD style. And what are you guys doing? So anyway, I took it from more of a melodic, flowy song, and I made it just heavy. I'd have some banger riffs in there, and I just transformed it. But yeah, I've been hanging on to that for a long time, and it was my first experience really digging into different beats and different sounds, and I actually took my guitar melodies that I had in the old song, because we had 2 guitar players in the other band. So I took the second guitar and turned those into midis so that I can still do my guitar. And then the second guitar basically does the melodies of what has become the keys and the synth stuff and Time Bomb. So the inspiration was really just being sick, and something came to my head, and I just went out and played it and showed it to Cody, and he loved it. And him and Torn took it from there, and it's cool. The reason Torn is in that song is because I felt I owed it to him a little bit, because he was in the band I was in when I started writing that song, So I was like, well, it makes sense, because Cody's always wanted to have Torn on a song. I was like, well, this one's it, because it's got a little bit of a link to Torn still. So
fucker, I was in that thing too.
Yeah, but you're in this one too, so shut up.
And what's funny is that me and Torn have been talking forever about doing a song together, and he was actually supposed to do the song that we did with Waylon. So the song "Letting Go," I had sent it to Torn long before, and I'm like, hey, put some vocals to this. He was very busy at the time. He was running a business, and he had multiple jobs, and so he was never able to do it. So I ended up showing a couple songs to Waylon, and Waylon picked that one to do the vocals on. And I'm like, all right, well, Torn never did anything with it. So getting to get Torn on this one was really cool, because we collaborated. We sent ideas back and forth to each other. And the melody, at least for the chorus, like as soon as Justin sent that to me, I heard it in my head, and like I had this visual like of something being like explosive. And so the word "Time Bomb," even before I started working on the full lyrics, kept coming around in my head. And once I sat down with Johnny and I shared some of my lyrics, he kind of came up with some of his own. We hammered out the melodies and got it right, and we worked on it together first, and then basically I shared some of Torrin's ideas with him, and then Torrin came in and worked with me and Johnny, and Johnny kind of suggested us to go the route of kind of like Manson with the vocals on the second verse, the little rappy part. If you remember the song "This Is the New Shit" or "The New Shit" from Manson, that's kind of the inspiration for that rappy part of the vocals. But Torrin killed it, did an awesome job. He did such a good job, it pisses me off because like when we jam the song now, I try to do it, I can't do it. My brother Pito, who normally would be doing it, comes in and just like nails it right away. I'm like, God damn, I can't get the rhythm down. Like the rhythm's really, really hard.
When I shot the video, I made him do 37 takes of that specific little bit.
So Brick does our videos. He's been recently taking over doing our videos here, starting with the Nothing video, and obviously the Christmas one that we put out, and now recently Time Bomb. So having Brick taking over media like that has been a huge benefit for us because he gets the visual of the band and understands what we're doing with the music and whatnot. So it's nice to have band members that can do multiple things and work as
yeah. I mean, it's a business, you know, so you got to have people in covering everything. You can't wear all the hats yourself, you know?
Sure. And but this is one thing too I always talk about is like when I tell people, it's like, you know, some people aren't as good at doing certain things like the online stuff, and I don't get mad at them, whatever. It's like, all right, fine, I'll handle that.
I'm terrible at it.
And you know, you handle this because I'm not very good at that. So we all kind of just share responsibilities and whatnot. And I personally love that about being in a band because it's like it's a teamwork and it's fucking, you know, you bring out the best of each other and sometimes the worst in each other, but we figure it out.
What the fuck is the internet?
Yeah. Josh is completely not on the internet, but when he's on there,
He's like a caveman.
He's trolling. Like
We pull him out of the cave when we have a show.
Man. I mean, I hate the fact that I mean, I'm still old school and just like word of mouth and stuff, but it's like, you know, I'm trying to get this podcast out there, and it's just like, you got to have the follows, you got to get the likes, you got to do the, you know, all that shit. I'm 52-year-old man, you know, it's like you can't teach an old dog new tricks, but I'm learning, I'm trying to. And speaking of like learning something new, like what have you always done videos, or is that something you taught yourself for the band?
I was thrusted right into that. I just happened to
Thrusted.
I ended up just having fantastic gear fall into my lap, and then we had some troubles with like the people being sick and everything, and then I got thrusted into shooting the Nothing video. That was one of the first ones I did. And then from there, I just kept going, and now I'm doing like the Time Bomb video was a mountain of work. It was all green screen, and I 3D modeled the background and put it all in there, and then animated the camera movements and everything. So
he actually does video for a lot of bands around here too, in different businesses. So he's taking it.
Yeah,
on.
now it's becoming another side hustle for you, then, huh?
100%. And you know, I've done quite a few bands now and different videos, and it's just taken on its own life. I was just kind of.
He mostly does porn, but
I mean, yeah.
I've been trying to push him to do that because that's where the money's at.
Exactly.
I have, it's not black, but I have a white casting looking couch.
White casting couch.
By the
It
way,
came out of a boat.
we have your doppelganger that lives in town. We're all friends with this guy.
Totally do.
Oh, you fucking son of a bitch.
Josh was just showing us. You want to show him? You wanna show
Yeah.
him? There's a doppelganger, the guy that we're friends with here in town. That
Big Joe, he's fucking badass.
our
We
friend
love you,
Joe.
Joe.
So shout out to Joe, but he's going to show you right now on his phone.
Nice.
but it involves.
Must be a
internet.
good-looking fella.
He's a cool fucking dude.
Oh, hell yeah, he is.
He's also got a
What-
cool house. Too. We partied over.
What's your go-to software that you've been using for the video editing?
I use DaVinci Resolve for its color editing.
Cameras on the phone.
Dude, we're wearing the same tank top and everything, man. That's awesome.
It's an awesome dude. So shout out to Joe.
I've always wanted to clone myself, so apparently maybe the government did when I was in the Navy and didn't tell me about it yet.
He just turned 58, so you guys are pretty close.
Okay.
Maybe I
So I'm
should
from-
ask about if there's an illegitimate brother that's running.
I mean, my dad was in the Marine Corps and got around a little bit, so it's a good possibility.
Yeah,
You know?
he's a big dude too. Lost his fingers, got in a wheelchair, still kicked everyone's ass in the park. Fuck.
Yes, but DaVinci Resolve is what I use for the color editing and grading and everything, and it's fantastic. And then for the 3D elements, I use Unreal and Blender. Sorry, it's getting cold in here.
Nice. Yeah, no, I've heard a lot of good things about DaVinci. I've been looking into that myself. That's why I was asking. There's another local band called Frail that's used it, and I swear it looks like Hollywood. I mean,
the color editing is so strong on it. It's fantastic, and there's definitely a learning curve, but it's pretty good stuff.
Yeah, it's like once you start getting it down, it's like working out a new muscle or something. Well,
Yep.
I have to ask because I mean, I'd be remiss if I didn't. I mean, we were talking about your relationship touring with Mushroomhead, and recently it was like kind of popping up on my wall that there's some beef there. You want to talk a little bit about that?
So I'm cool with the guys from Mushroomhead. It's just Stitch, Richard Stitch Thomas. That guy, fuck that guy. He was really shitty to us when we went on tour with them from the very beginning for no apparent reason. But I actually went through my messages here recently, and I guess someone that's friends with them reached out to us and said that it had to do with a girl that we met on that tour that was annoying Mushroomhead, but we didn't know who she was. I guess this is all news to me now. This is from a friend supposedly that I'm hearing this, but supposedly this girl was like bothering their band or their camp or whatnot, and somehow she got associated with us because she would come over to our area and talk to us when we were just the small guys, the openers that were trying to stay out of everyone's way. Somehow she got associated with us. No, not her. No. But so he ran his mouth about us, and constantly he would tell like other fans while we were on the tour, like make fun of us, talk how crappy our music was, our outfits, our costumes, just little kid stupid shit. I let it go because I'm like, dude, we're not trying to get kicked off this tour. This is a great opportunity for us. I'm thankful for Mushroomhead. The rest of the guys were really nice to us in the band, and actually the other bands too that were on the tour. And we had a great time. Like, it was a great experience, but I wasn't going to let one guy like ruin it for us. So we let it go. Later on, like months, even years later, fans were tagging us in things that were Stitch was on interviews talking crap about like our masks and about our image and our music skill. I'm like, what is with this guy? Like, what the hell does this guy have against us? Most recent, probably because we're a mask band. So fucking what? There's a lot of mask bands.
No shit. It's so original.
Yeah, only Slipknot, of course. But so then recently, when the news broke out that we had released this video, I saw that he put a little laughing emoji on one of the social media sites that was sharing us, and I'm like, all right, fuck this guy. It's Sunday morning. I didn't wake up in a good mood. I'm gonna rant and let people know about this guy, because I'd heard a lot of bad shit about him anyways previously, but from fans and from other bands that had toured with Mushroomhead, that this guy was just a dick. I'm just gonna call his ass out and fucking just whatever. Like, someone picked it up. I found out that later on there was people from media sites that follow my page that I had no idea about, because people were hitting me up. They're like, this person's from this media site and blah blah blah, and I'm like, I didn't know, but okay. And so somehow it got picked up and it went bigger than it was supposed to be, and it is what it is, man. I'm not worried about calling somebody out for being a shitty person, because I was just speaking my mind on my personal page, I should say, and if someone felt it was newsworthy, then it is what it is. It got us a lot of attention. Jeff from Jeffrey Nothing, original vocalist from Mushroomhead, made a post about us, shared us with all of his followers and fans, and is talking about taking us out on tour potentially at some point. So that might be happening. We're our agent's working with his agent to discuss what the possibilities of that looks like. The people from Mushroomhead camp reached out to me as well, letting us know that they had nothing but great things to say about us and the experience that we had with them on the tour. So, and
we had nothing but cool things about them either.
There was no beef on the Mushroomhead. One person, and that person's no longer in the band. So I'll just say that again. Fuck him. That's probably why he's not in any of these bands. Like, he was previously in. Who knows?
You don't hate on people for everyone doing the same fucking thing and having the same amount of fun for the same joy and the same passion.
Exactly. We all like to put on a show, and we're doing it for the love of music, like, so what if we wear masks too? We're not trying to look like you. We're not trying to steal anything from you that you have. Like,
even if we did totally suck, we still have fun.
Yeah.
I mean, the masks and the theatrical stuff is not new. I mean, it was before even Slipknot, before Mushroomhead. They were inspired by like Mr. Bungle. I believe back in the day we used to talk about.
I listened to Barb way before I listened to Slipknot.
Yeah. I've had a good relationship with all those guys over the years, so it's like I got no like dog in the fight, but I had to bring it up, So you guys are still cool with Waylon and Killer's Confession and all that too?
We played with Waylon's band, the Killer's Confession, when they were here in Portland last. So as far as I know, everything's good with us with him. Like, we don't have any beef with any of the bands that Stitch is involved in. Because I know he's involved in multiple bands. It's just Stitch himself, And here's the unfortunate thing for him is that he continues to behave like that. And if you read the comments that I had afterwards of all the people's bad experiences with him, those are just the people that shared it publicly. A lot of people hit me up, including known bands that had bad experiences with him, and that said they shared similar bad experiences with him. Shared their stories with me. I'm like, he's gonna burn these bridges for these bands that he's involved in. So
or he's trying to become more relevant and stir chaos.
Maybe, that could be it.
I mean,
I don't know talking shit on the internet though. Like I'll say it to your face. I'll say it on the internet. Whatever. I call shit out when I see it. It's like, what are you gonna do? Come and attack me?
Yeah, exactly.
Threats an hour to get.
No, I just had to bring it up. Like I said, I've known those guys for a number of years. Me and Jeff go way back, so that'd be really cool if you guys, went out on the road together. I hated the whole, for me it was like a family, and then over time I know family members have their issues and whatever, but I don't pick sides and all that. I hope everybody does well in what they pursue to do. I've never really had other than a like, hey, what's up with Stitch? So, I got nothing other than what I hear from other people. But, anyway, yeah, I just wanted to cover that,
Definitely. So on that Mushroomhead tour that we did, it was actually right when Waylon left. Like, it was right in the very beginning of the tour that Waylon left Mushroomhead and all that beef happened. And we had a lot closer ties with Waylon than we did with the Mushroomhead guys at that point, because we had only been on the road with them for like 3 days when that fight happened and he left. And we still stayed very professional. We stayed out of the fight. Even Waylon told us, he's like, this is good for you guys to be on this tour. Don't fuck it up. Don't get in the middle of it. Just be professional, handle your business. And we did. And we didn't get involved in it. We didn't talk no shit. We didn't hold any grudges or anything like that. So at the end of the day, that was their beef. We stayed the hell out of it. And, but once we get involved in something where people are talking shit about us, of course we're gonna say what we have to say and do what we have to do. But
that's never ending if we really want.
Yeah, gotcha. Yeah, I ended up helping Waylon out, like get some work and stuff in between when he left when he left Mushroomhead before he started building a Killer's Confession. I helped him get some work and everything, and it was he enjoyed the experience he had. It helped He's in a good place now, and I'm very proud of him. I'm glad with what he's got going on and everything. But, we were talking about some of those other festivals you guys played, and you guys got kind of a few coming up this year as well. You want to plug some of those?
Yeah, so we'll be playing the Inferno Fest down in Reno, Nevada, some raceway. We'll be playing with Drowning Pool along with a lot of the regional acts from that area, I believe. I think Drowning Pool is the main national act that's going to be headlining that. But there's going to be some killer bands from what I hear on, they're playing. I haven't gotten to check them all out yet. But that'll be on March 28th. That's March 27th, 28th, and 29th, I want to say, or something like that. We play on the 28th, the night that Drowning Pool plays. And then we are going to be playing the Rockfest in Cadott, Wisconsin on July 18th, I want to say. We play the same day as Offspring, and what other bands are playing the same night as us? So it's a big festival. It's a Rockfest.
El Nino's playing that night too, and all that.
Yeah. Dead, I think, is playing.
Yeah.
Limp Bizkit's playing the night before. So there's a bunch of Machine Heads playing 2 nights before that. So it's a huge ass festival that's happening in Cadott. And what we're probably going to be doing is playing some shows along the way. Our agents right now working on some shows for us to play along the way to Cadott, and then on the way back we'll probably play.
Is anything confirmed?
Nothing's confirmed yet, but we're working on all those dates right now. And once they're confirmed, we'll definitely post them on our site. And then we're playing some festival down in Sonora, California, and that's Black Bomb Fest or something like
Black
that.
Bomb Metal Fest.
Yeah, that one.
Yeah.
So we're playing that. It'll be our first time in that area, playing that area, I should say. So excited about that. And then we'll see what's going to happen, man. Like it always seems like when this starts to happen, we start getting invited to bigger things and bigger things. So who knows what this is going to open up for us. I'm excited for it. You know, it's like, I think that we're doing a great job right now with putting the focus on videos and music and getting that out there, because playing a show is cool. Yes. But you're only playing for the people that are right there. When you put out a video and a brand new song, you know, and we're putting money into ads and all that, it's reaching people all over the world. So it's
Nice.
It's smart for us to continue to keep doing that.
Well, you guys got the hustle still going, which is a good thing. That helps. You talk about keeping it professional with, you know, keeping out of everybody else's beef unless they're coming right at you, you know.
Yeah.
But you know, so that helps as well. So man, I'm looking forward to you know, what the future holds for you guys. Now you still working with Johnny? Do you have an idea of like, is the new album almost complete, or are you still?
Yeah, it's pretty much done. We have 12 songs right now. I think we're gonna do 3 more.
2 of them aren't on the album though, right?
2 of them I don't think they're on the album because they're the covers. But we're gonna do about 3 more songs with him, I think, before he leaves on tour. I was just talking to him earlier, and so we're gonna wrap up 3 more songs, and then hopefully this album will be out sometime this year. And
On Christmas?
before Christmas, way before Christmas. Come on now,
On Jesus' Day.
maybe 4th of July. 4th of July would be a great day for a release. But yeah, we're gonna release the album hopefully this year,
For American.
and we have been working with him. We're actually gonna be shooting a video for the next single with Johnny in 2 weeks. Rick's handling that right now. So
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah,
You reminded me too. I didn't want to like leave these out, but Genie in a Bottle cover and E.T. man, I liked it. Good
Thank
stuff,
you.
man. So those are the 2 that aren't going to be on the album. You're saying then?
No, E.T. was done a long time ago. So that one was just a cover that we did with the former band and our former producer. And so Genie in the Bottle was one we did with Johnny. And that one will not be on the album just because when it comes to covers, like there's like these weird hoops you have to jump through if you're going to put it on print and put it on an actual album. But we also did a cover of Feliz Navidad. I don't know if you got to hear that or watch the video for that.
No, I haven't. So now I'm going to go look for that one for sure. All right.
Johnny, and that's obviously a cover as well. We did a metal rock version of it, and the video is really funny. We had a blast doing it, and
Pito got hammered.
Yeah.
Pito got really hammered because
Full fist. Right
Yeah.
down the hatch. Let's
We
go. Rip and
we
rip.
didn't use stunt alcohol.
Oh, hell yeah.
We didn't use stunt alcohol at all.
Nice. Well, yeah, I'm going to have to check that out, man. Well, before we get ready to wrap up, let me ask you a couple questions I normally ask my guests, and we'll start with you, Cody. I mean, you talked about some of the bands that influenced you early on, but like right now, who are your top 3 artists that you've been listening to?
newer artists. I'll go with newer artists because I can go off about the old ones. Bad Omens is definitely one of them. Currents and Falling in Reverse, in particular, Ronnie Radke. It's a badass.
Nice. And then move it down the line.
I really have to say Static X, dope, and honestly, Falling in Reverse as well. I love their videos, their theatricalness, and everything about that. B?
I love Ronnie online. Has just been awesome. He made a huge fan out of me, dude.
I don't really dabble in new stuff a whole lot. Honestly, I'm a creature of habit, so it's still Deftones for me and Testament always.
Definitely Metallica.
Metallica always, you know, even the new stuff. All the new stuff's great. I'm just, going with media. No one likes the new stuff. I do. Getting into Havoc a lot. I'm a thrash guy, man. But as far as really new bands, the only one that really stands out to me because everyone sounds so much the same. Wage War, I really like them.
Oh yeah, good band.
And that's I try not to listen to too much new stuff.
Kulikon fucking rips, dude.
Yeah, those are badass.
It's kind of weird. I'm real particular about stuff. I try not to let what's happening now influence my music. So when I write stuff, I'm always trying to do something a little different. For one, different than what I'm used to, and different from what's happening. So that's one of the hangups with this new song I'm writing. I'm trying to find a new avenue and avoid things. So I'm trying not to influence myself. Sorry, I'm getting over being sick. Try not to influence myself too much with new stuff. Honestly, it's kind of weird, but I do dabble in it, but nothing particular.
Gotcha.
Joshua?
Everyone's gonna know exactly what I'm gonna
Show
say.
your face.
They can see it.
I know. I just hear this voice off to the side. I love it though.
Whatever. Me? No, I don't. I mean, shit. I'm just. I'm an old timer. I like to say I don't go on social media much anymore. Dude, it's.
Unless you're looking for my doppelganger. It's the only time you go online, right?
Pantera, Billy Ocean, fucking anything 80s pop shit, fucking Exodus, Slayer. Then I just go into George Thorogood, Van Halen.
Hey, we're back.
I'm old school, man.
Nice.
I don't know.
Yeah, he actually.
If I hear it and I like it, I'll listen to it and then I'll keep track of it. But I just, I don't know.
If it wasn't for him, I wouldn't. When I met Josh, it was like we were like 12 years old. We were riding bikes, and he was like air drumming, and I was like, "Oh, you play drums?" He's like, "Yeah." I was like, "I play guitar." He's like, "Let's jam." So I went to his house, and he's like, "Well, what do you know?" I'm like, "I know Metallica songs," and he broke me into so much more music. Like it was not even. He showed me Deftones. He showed me Fear Factory. I mean, all I listened to was Megadeth.
Stuck Mojo.
Yeah, Megadeth and Metallica was all I listened to. So Josh he's opened my eyes to
just
everything.
recently discovered Lionheart. I had no fucking idea. 2004 started this band with the Limos, just wanted the tour. Yeah, I had no fucking idea.
Nice,
man.
But it's all good. I don't discriminate on music. I like to play it all.
I like it all.
Sometimes I drummer to like Britney Spears and shit.
Nice. And then any message you guys have for our military members currently serving overseas?
Thank you.
Thank you so much for your services and the work that you put in that you don't get the credit for.
Awesome.
Grip and rip.
Grip and rip.
Grip and rip.
Actually, a vet got, well, at least me and Josh going. I was mentioning living at a studio. Kyle Sanders, he went to Afghanistan a couple times, and he saved every dollar he made over there and came back and built that studio. And he recorded every band in Salem for free. Any band in town, he'd open the studio up for free to get your music out. And that guy, he's a hero overseas and here. So big shout out to Kyle Sanders. He'll never hear this maybe, but
nice guy. Great guy.
Yeah.
Nice. Good to hear, man. And then for anybody out there that might be new hearing about you guys and want to check you out and support the tour and the shows and all that, where would you send them?
Temu.
Look up Temu Slipknot.
Yeah.
I would say, go check us out on. I mean, we're on all the social media. So Amerikan Overdose band.com is probably the best bet. But we have a link tree. We have a YouTube channel. Check out the newer stuff that we're putting out. So the newest song obviously is Time Bomb. You can watch the video on YouTube. Come check us out live if we're near you. We're worth the drive, I promise you. You can come hang out with us. We're very in your face when we're at the shows. We'll hang out, we talk and make jokes and laughs and all that. So we're very easy to get along with.
And Pito poops a lot.
Sorry about a video feed. I switched the Wi-Fi messed up.
And then one last favor before I let you go, and I'll just leave this for just so that it's less chaotic. If Cody, if you can handle this, but promo ID, just cut a promo ID for my show. Introduce yourself, and you're listening to today's Boondoggle.
Hey, this is Cody Perez from Amerikan Overdose. You're listening to Boondoggle podcast.
All right, one more time. Today's Boondoggle.
Okay.
You son of a bitch, you want me to do it?
Right here.
Look right there.
Oh, God damn it.
Which one do I look at?
Hey, this is Cody Perez from Amerikan Overdose. You're listening to Boondoggle.
Oh!
It's
Boondoggle.
Boondoggle. Okay. Hey, this is Cody Perez from Amerikan Overdose. You're listening to Boondoggle.
All right. Yeah, you're talking earlier about getting names for podcasts, and this one was kind of given to me on my last deployment. My senior chief, I always had a way of like kind of getting out and being a part of things that were, I don't know, outside of the wire, and they, my senior chief one day was just like, hey, so what's today's boondoggle, Bailey? Because he knew I was going somewhere. And I was like, I like that. So it's an homage to him.
I think old school, they used to call cigarettes boom daggers.
But anyway, man.
Where do you come up with this shit?
No, they used to be one of them boom daggers.
Oh, yeah.
Thanks for the conversation, guys, and hope everything. I hope you guys get out there with Jeff and maybe come back through Cleveland.
Oh yeah. Hey, if we come out there, you better come see us and hang out.
Oh, I will for sure, man.
All
bring
right.
my doppelganger.
Cleveland.
Yeah, we'll kidnap him.
Actually,
All right, take care, guys.
You too.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Alright! Listen up! Hold on to your seats! Grab your girls, grab your beers!
Hey everybody, this is Charlie from Anthrax, and you are listening to today's Boondoggle.
This is Mark Metcalf, and you are listening to today's Boondoggle with Waylon Domain Cleveland Radio.
You are listening to today's Boondoggle with Bailey on Domain Cleveland Radio. Yes, Kato Kalin listens to this all the time.
Welcome to today's Boondoggle. Now, here's your host.
I am Monty Heath, so Warren Heath, and you are listening to today's Boondoggle.
Hey, what's up? It's John from Skillet, and you are listening to today's Boondoggle on Domain Cleveland Radio.
Fasten your seatbelts.